Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. And I thank the Honourable Member, Mr. Sanjay Kirpal, for this question. Honourable Speaker, firstly I would like to congratulate you on your appointment as the Speaker of this August House, and I also wish you well in your time as the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, to address the question by the Honourable Speaker properly, let me go a bit into the history of the Botanical Gardens. The Botanical Gardens were established in 1881 along the Waimanu Road by Sir John Bates Thurston, and was later moved to its current site in 1913 and eventually renamed Thurston Gardens in 1976. Over the years, this land has been subdivided into various lots. The first one was for the Government House, then the Botanical Gardens, the Public Service Commission building, the Fiji Museum, and the most recent being in 1989 for the British High Commissioner's residence. Honourable Speaker, the Suva City Council was approached by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry for Lands and Mineral Resources in 2014 on the possibility of the Council surrendering about 6,467 square meters of land near the Suva Museum. And this is a portion of the total area of 53,494 square meters to allow a chancery to be built by the Indian government. The area that is being allocated to the Indian Embassy covers 6,467 square meters and is a portion of the land covered by trees, shrubs beside the British High Commission residence. It is an unused part of the garden. The area designated currently is for car park and is the rest of it is to be retained and the purpose, the public access will still be available to the car park. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs had agreed with the Government of India for the Fijian government to allocate the subject site for the above construction and the Government of India to allocate a land parcel to the Fijian government in New Delhi to construct a facility for Fiji's embassy in India. At the time of the allocation in 2014, that portion of land in New Delhi was valued at $55 million US. Currently it's somewhere around 107 to 110 million Fijian dollars. The land is situated in Chanakyapuri in New Delhi, the most prime area of New Delhi where other diplomatic missions are located. Fiji was fortunate to get this piece of land as no other country was able to secure a block of land within this prime area. Honourable Speaker, at the parliamentary session in December 2014, a question was raised to the then Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ratu Inuke-Kumombola, and the question was if there are moves in progress under sections of Thurston Garden for the purpose of building the proposed Indian High Commission. The then Minister Ratu Kumombola responded that, and then as Madam Speaker was, I thank the Honourable Member for the question. I think the question is not totally correct. It is not sections of Thurston Garden. If you go to the museum, it is on the left of the Thurston Garden, and Thurston Garden is on the right. Honourable Speaker, the government identified the subject land to be the most appropriate and suitable for the Indian High Commission, which will house the Embassy, Cultural Centre and the Chancery. Consequently, on the 19th of November 2014, a diplomatic agreement through a Memorandum of Understanding was signed between the Indian government and the Fijian government to further consolidate and develop traditional friendship and multifaceted cooperation between the two countries. Honourable Speaker, this is part of reciprocal arrangements that governments enter when it talks about building chanceries or embassies, and we have precedents in this regard. The first being that when the US Embassy was supposed to be moved from this city area to other part of Suva, it's now currently moved to Tamavua. There was a crown grant where the state land, a piece of state land in the most prime location of the municipality and the highest peak of the municipality was converted from crown lease, from a crown piece of land to freehold, and then subsequently transferred to the US Embassy, the government of United States. And that time the Minister for Lands was Ratu Ningamalalam Palawu. And his signature exists on the crown grant. That was a very valuable piece of land, Honourable Speaker, in exchange. In fact, there was no exchange with the US government. It was just a one-way grant. There's another precedent, Honourable Speaker. The MSG, the Melanesian Spearhead Group, where the Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, and Papua New Guinea were given pieces of land, portions of land on the prime Suva foreshore, and the respective lands. Solomon Islands was allocated 5,402 square meters. The Vanuatu Embassy was allocated 5,898 square meters, and the Papua New Guinea Embassy was allocated 6,144 square meters at a rental of $100 per annum. And this is to build their embassies. Fiji has also benefited from such bilateral exchanges through the support of countries like Australia. It should be noted that Canberra gave us a piece of land in Canberra to build our embassy, free of charge at that time. And Papua New Guinea, the PNG government will confirm that a piece of land for Fiji is to be given to build our chancery in PNG. This arrangement with PNG will be important to Fiji given the high cost of real estate in PNG. And currently, the rent that we will be paying in PNG will be highest among all the embassies. So that actually shows the value of the land that we are given in PNG to build our chancery. Mr. Speaker, such reciprocal arrangements greatly benefit countries like Fiji, which is still a developing country, and affordability of land can become a challenge. When we are to acquire land in foreign countries, they are valued at a very high rate, as the former Minister for Lands would know. Therefore, when we give a portion of land in exchange of a higher value of higher land value, it's important that we take the deal. After careful consideration, it was decided that the development would bring multiple benefits, including opportunity for new trade markets, promotion of the capital city, and trade facilitation, therefore agreeing to the approval by the SEC and other government agencies. And the second part of the question, Honourable Speaker, as far as the consultations are concerned, following the MOU, the Ministry for Lands carried out the survey works which were approved by the Suva City Council, and the provisional approval by the Director of Town and Country Planning for rezoning of the land from recreational space to special use for an embassy, which has been notified to the public, and the objection period started on 25th of January 2019. The process of objections is open for 30 days from the date of advertisement. At the close of the objection period, the Director of Town and Country Planning will take a decision on conferring the final approval based on all the paperwork, including the inputs of the general members of the public and the objections received and the overall requirements set by the law. I would reiterate, Honourable Speaker, that the land that we are talking about here is just a portion of the Thurston Garden, which is not actually being used and has been lying idle as a car parking space for years, and it is just 6,467 square meters out of the whole portion of 53,494 square meters. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.